This episode of Super GG Radio is brought to you by our Patreon. Patrons of the show can get our Dogs of Super GG Radio newsletter, Super GG Radio stickers to slap on your closest PC or bag, input on what we cover, game nights with the hosts, and even a chance to win a copy of an indie we talked about. Not only that, but 90% of all patron contributions go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Visit patreon.com/superggradio to learn more.
What's good, Internet, and welcome to session 286 of Super GG Radio, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. I'm your host and legally obligated to tell you that this podcast isn't allowed near your school. I'm also Eric Getty Gettinger. With me, as always, is a man with a sordid past, Alex Arona.
Is that how you spell sordid? I thought it was
No,
sordid.
it's probably a typo.
Okay.
I
mean,
know.
at least you didn't Ron Burgundy it, which is what I did every time.
Every Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I used to, throw TVs off the parking garages. Who didn't? Who didn't get
Do you still have those videos?
No! I don't know where any of that is. Wish. I wish. No, I don't. You're not supposed to film your crimes.
But you did it anyway.
He did it anyway.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway. Let's bring into the fold the Keymaster, Joel Clap DeWitte.
I didn't get past the intro, to be honest. I'd like to call a personal foul on the isn't allowed near your school stuff going on here. Was it
How you
yellow
clapping?
flag?
How you clapping? Clappity clap clap?
What does that mean?
He's got his clap back.
Clapping window hands.
Who's got
Don't
the
even
clap?
know.
I'm very confused right now.
You should
We're
be.
all over the place today.
Well, then let's finally bring in the reason this podcast has ants, Alec Parks.
Alright, so the ants are admittedly a problem, but just wait until the spiders fix it. It'll all be okay. Spiders never hurt anyone.
Usually this goes till you have tigers. Tigers are usually the problem, Alec. There's a real...
Only if you're Siegfried and Roy.
This really is a give a mouse a cookie situation. And that is how you get ants.
Well, like, how big of spiders are we talking?
Fists.
Shalob?
I don't know what that word was that you just said, Alec.
All right, but then after that, what are you going to bring in to get
You
rid
ever
of the
seen the movie
spiders?
Arachnophobia?
How about eight-legged freaks?
Or Sting.
Ooh.
How about Sting? Sting's pretty good. Tony
You're going to bring in
Shalhoub?
the wrestler Sting to
Shaloub.
take care of your spiders? I'm sorry, I know that you meant like a different kind of Sting, but that's what comes to my mind.
No, the
Pro
new Sting
wrestler.
is pretty frightening. The new Sting is pretty frightening. But also at the same time, I'm still liking the fact that we had two separate jokes going at the same exact time. But one about spiders and one about Shalob. You said Shalob, which I didn't understand.
Yeah,
what that
it's
word meant.
the spider from Lord of the Rings.
Shelob.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it pronounced Shelob?
I don't know. That's how
Tony
I...
Shalob. Tony Shalob.
Oh, well, Joel is an expert at the Lord of the Rings. One
I
might
would
even call
absolutely.
him the Lord of the Rings.
Shorlab
hope
Shalob.
not.
I'm gonna make the same jokes.
It's too late. We're already making no sense whatsoever.
He was
All right. The monk.
Tony Shalhoub fan club.
I admittedly am not
Don't
one
you-
of the fans of Tony Shalhoub. I have problems with
Didn't
Tony
you watch
Shalhoub.
Wings?
Yes, Wings. Wings was all right. That was enough Tony Shalhoub. I didn't need a full vehicle.
Really?
I don't know. I thought he was good in Men in Black, too.
No. Arguably, I think he was the weakest part of Men in Black.
I don't know.
There, I said it. The weird... Who was the other one? There was like that weird dog thing. That
Yeah,
was,
exactly.
I would take that over Shalhoub. There, I said
All
it.
right. Well,
Someone had
how
to.
about
saying
we
the-
get this
I'm saying what we're
vehicle
all
moving?
thinking. I'm saying what we're all thinking, Getty.
before Alex gets us kicked off the internet? And again, don't bring this podcast anywhere near your schools.
Let me tell you what I
can agree
also
with
think
that,
about.
actually.
Let me tell you what I think about Eugene Levy. You got 30 minutes?
I mean, if you want, we can all just get up and walk away and you can talk for 30 minutes.
I think having a beef with Eugene Levy is fighting words.
Oh, I got a lot of things to say about him and his son.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's okay. You're going to get yourself kicked off the internet.
If I wanted to see a bunch of rich white people complain about being poor, I'd watch Arrested Development.
But I don't
Schitt's
know
Creek
that
was
they
better than
actually-
Arrested Development.
You go to hell and you die.
All right. So anyway, before it comes to fists, this week we find out the true meaning of Stockholm Syndrome. Please send help. We're going to hit light speed and early adopters. We file for emancipation in the news. And we're going to end the week with Joel reenacting the movie Alien. Unfazed. He's
Gonna
not
have
even
his
paying
face
attention.
come out of a what's it called, a cadaver.
Well, you know what? They used like trash bags, like some good hefty bags, to give the alien, the queen, in that first movie, that nice wet sheen.
Ooh,
I
That's
did not know they used hefty bags.
that's a.
I don't know if they were
fact.
actually hefty. I think they used garbage bags for sure, but I don't know if they were hefty.
That's
Well,
a
still.
fun fact. That's a very fun fact.
Joel,
Oh,
you're good with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
he doesn't know what we're talking about.
He was too busy Googling the Gulf of America to see if it actually showed up.
It did.
Yeah, it did. And you should feel bad for using Google.
I definitely feel bad. All right.
Podcast?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to go to early adopters where we play alphas, betas, and games that are just legally different enough? Maybe not quite different enough.
Well, I didn't catch any mimicry in these. Did I? Was there?
Oh, really? All right.
You never played Shining Force
No.
He's
that's
also never
actually-
played a Fire Emblem game.
or Fire Emblem or Ark the Lad? Or...
I played Ark the Lad,
He
and I
didn't play
played
it.
a Fire Emblem for 3 hours. I saw combat twice.
That doesn't sound right at all.
It was 3 houses.
You put that on your beat list, sir.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I will be.
We have
Googling.
them archived.
I know. I'm going to start looking this up. Continue with the show. Give me a minute.
All right. No, I'm not giving you any time. But I will tell you that we played Dark Deity 2 this week as a beta. And boy, let me tell you, if you like Fire Emblem, but you've been waiting forever for a Fire Emblem game, then this has got you covered. And it's probably going to come out before the next Fire Emblem game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because there hasn't been there hasn't been one for a while.
I think it was 2 years ago Engage came out.
Yeah, the
I would say like
blue and red
2023.
hair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, those Fire Emblem games are pretty okay, but a lot of the systems haven't changed in quite a while. They add like one or two little things, but Dark Deity 2, I have played the original, and if you are a fan of stuff like this, you usually can get the original on sale. But they add some really cool things that you can do. So if you're not familiar with a Fire Emblem game, what you or even this game, what you have is just like a nice top-down battle map with squares, and you can move your characters around to interact with some objects or fight battles. And whenever you go into a battle screen, it like takes you for a close-up, and you got your cool little sprites, and they'll fight back and forth, hit points, and even like a whole system of skills and things that you can try and do differently between your characters. Even level progression. As you fight, you get experience points, and you can level up your characters. I think that there was even like a randomized option or like a regular growth that you could pick.
That was pretty neat.
Make it a little bit different so that if you really wanted to try and up the challenge for it. So I know everything that I want to say about this, but what about you guys? Did you get a chance to play it? What'd you think of Dark Deity 2?
Yeah, I played the first couple of chapters and then immediately went on my wish list because I had seen enough to enjoy it. It reminds me more of Shining Force 1 and 2 than it does of Fire Emblem because it doesn't have the rock, paper, scissors mechanic.
Right. Yeah. So
But-
for those, if you're not familiar, like sword beats axe, axe beats lance, and lance beats sword is the triangle that you're referring to.
Yes. And
It seems like there's a lot more options here. It seems like there's a lot more going on.
there are. And one of the things that I really liked was they explained that if you beat your opponent's speed by 5 or more, you get to attack twice, which is a really cool mechanic.
That was the thing I felt like while watching this was that there was a lot to dig into as far as like stats are concerned.
There
I felt
can
like
be.
you can like dig into it and like the speed thing, definitely using different abilities and different weakness types. Like this person is this class, they have this special these kinds of abilities, and then you'll get deeper into the class. I was like, oh, this seems complicated, and not in a bad way. Just I feel like this would also be like, I'm gonna play this for probably like 60 hours. So I think that's good though. I think that's good because it feels like there's a lot of meat on this bone.
Replayability.
What was that?
I hope not 60 hours.
I think that's maybe an exaggeration, but you could also get some replayability through it. I did not see if there was like the different class system. So generally in a game like this, once you hit a threshold, like a certain level, it'll give you an option to evolve the character's class into sometimes one option, sometimes multiple. But I mean, I like that. Like right off the bat, it threw in additional challenges. It was like, hey, use like 100 mana in your attacks during this map. Like I can do that. Shoot, make it 200, and I'll do that too.
Did you? There's also apparently like the win condition is beat all the monsters, but also do it within a certain number of turns. And I definitely turned that off because I'm like, I don't want to. I'm new to this.
It's not even that. It's a lose condition. So you only have like a certain amount of turns in order to secure victory.
Yeah, and you could turn that. That's the other thing is that it gives you the ability to turn it off from the jump, and I think that's really nice.
Yeah, makes it a lot less stressful.
Also, the first game was like 23 hours. Also has DLC called Suns Out, Swords Out.
Ah,
I don't own that DLC, but I wish that I did.
But I did not know this game existed. That's pretty exciting, though, that you've played this one before, Getty. Like
I did, and it was, I will be honest, the first one felt a little long, but ultimately it scratched that itch of, hey, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get a Fire Emblem. And that was pretty nice. I think I got it for like $5. For sure, I have it on Epic Game Store as well. At some point, they were just like, take this game, it's yours.
They do that a lot. Weekly.
Who doesn't like freebies?
We got some good
Joel doesn't like freebies. I can see it in his eyes.
We got some
games.
I got some real good freebies. Alec hates them though because again he wants to buy them all.
I do.
They're like his Pokemons.
Not to play, just collect. Put it on the wall.
Wait, you can play games?
Joel, what did you think about Dark Deity 2? Dark Deity 2.
You know, I booted it up, I got to the title screen, and I turned it right off and put it on my wish list because right then I knew.
Oh, wow. Love at first start menu?
I think part of that story goes, I booted it up. Somebody walked into the house with a kazoo. I started shouting.
It
back.
doesn't matter. It was on the wish list anyway.
I just wish listed anyway.
No, Joel, what stuck out to you from the menu that you were like, I know what I'm doing here?
Oh, I didn't really boot it up. I was exaggerating.
Wait, you
I think this
didn't
looks
even
pretty
play
cool.
it?
No.
How dare you?
Okay.
The worst. Sorry. Yeah.
Silently judging you. It's fine.
Yeah. No. It's not silent if you're saying it out loud.
Loudly judging you.
Thank you. Better.
The peaks just hit.
I definitely liked a lot of what it was doing, though. It definitely had like cool artwork. The characters were like like giving each other sarcastic, like, the new guy here, hold my other weapon. I'm busy. I thought that was very funny.
Oh, and building bonds as you attacked, or healed, or interacted, and yeah,
That's something
I don't
that
know
has
how-
happened recently in Fire Emblem games.
yeah. It didn't seem to have much of an impact in the first 2 chapters. I'm assuming it comes into play later.
It will. It will. In what form? I can't tell you exactly. Sometimes you can romance the characters. Sometimes it gives you like buffs when you have a strong bond with another character and you're like standing next to each other. So, yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Well, we look forward to, or I look forward to playing this.
You
Hopefully in
wishlisted
the
it?
near future. I had this wishlisted previously, and the only reason it made it into the dock is because it's like, hey guys, check out our demo before the Steam Next Fest hits. And I was like, all right,
Oh, there's another one of those.
there's
Yep.
another one of those.
February 25th.
Joel, you on that one? I'm on it. We'll do the list.
I have no other plans.
Alec,
doesn't
did you
seem
wishlist
right.
this one?
Yeah, I did.
Sick. All right, cool.
And we played something else this week. Mm-hmm. I assume all of us played something else this week.
Oh yeah.
All right. I got the thumbs up so we can talk about this one.
Thanks for your permission, Joel.
Look,
We went-
last I checked, I'm the key master.
That is true.
Straight from hand-to-hand and sword combat into outer space as we take to our spaceships in Galaxy Highways. Who wants to tell us about Galaxy Highways?
Joel's turn.
My turn. Yeah, this game is so it's a little funny. The whole setup is this sort of comic booky sci-fi. You know, we explored galaxies and we found life, but they were aggressive, and so they came and destroyed us, and now we're space pirates. That's more or less it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the pretense is a little silly, but you're space pirates, and you go out on these missions. The missions usually are in these sort of wide open outer space areas across a 2D plane, and you use WASD for movement, the mouse for control of your aim for firing your
Also works
weapons.
great with controller.
What now?
Also works
It
great
works-
with controller.
Really well with controller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's how I play. But the whole structure is you'll go to a mission. Usually, it is find 3 different spheres or areas where there's a slew of spaceships and such that will either chase you and fire at you, or there'll be these kind of bigger structures that shoot broader missiles and things. And then once you do that, you have to get back to this wormhole you came through. The thing is, while you're traveling from objective to objective, is open space. And in open space, they can send waves of enemies at you at pretty quick intervals while you're out there. So there's also real necessary need for speed in some way for that. Just if you'll get overwhelmed and die if you wait out of there too long. The controls, it's kind of funny with the way that the character actually, the spaceship actually moves around, because some of it feels sort of antithetical of what you'd expect, like the gravitational movement to be on something, but it's outer space, right? But I think it's a really cool game, and they're always, the missions so far were very short and sweet, uncomplicated, pretty much just go from A to B, shoot up the spaceships and beat this core, and the move on to the next spot. But the weapons were pretty fun too, and you get all the stuff upgradable by a skill tree that you have on the back end. It's sort of structured like this, like a base, right? And when you're buying the different pieces, it's sort of adding pieces to it. But yeah, I liked it a lot actually. Played through this one, although it was a bit of a shorter investment of time, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how it integrates both like upgrades of the ship, but then also base building, and then other different upgrades, and like getting the full map, and then also bonus objectives. It's like, oh cool, like okay, you can choose for extra mats and materials what you're looking for. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do a little extra to get some stuff to build up my base later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of base building, at least. I felt like the way that you accrued space bucks, I don't have a better way to describe it. It's just space money. But the first couple of missions is like, here, have 600 space bucks. And then by the fourth mission, it's like, hey, you've got 100,000 space dollars. Ooh, what are you going to spend it on?
I feel like by the full release, we're not going to be having that many space bucks.
I don't know, man. I was swimming in space bucks.
The missions get more complicated, and there's more objectives. By the third or fourth mission, there was 3 primaries, 2 hards, and 1 optional. And I came out of that with 500,000 space bucks.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that's for the demo. I feel like they want the grind to be a little bit more. No?
Why do they want to take my space money, Alex?
Maybe they just add that much more stuff to spend space bucks on.
Maybe.
Yeah, that whole
be like a
strip.
Be like a Broforce situation where they just throw new things at you to play with.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Broforce.
But yeah, there were plenty of extra places that you could continue to build up. We just didn't get access to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the weapons that I only invested in 1 ship. I don't know about you guys, but did you?
Yeah, they give you 3 ships right off the bat. Like, all right, which one do you want?
You stayed with the standard one, but
same.
Yeah.
I thought the base enhancements came for all the ships, not just one.
They do, but I was wondering about the weapon enhancements, because there's a whole weapon tree that you can build up. And it was like, you would pay a hefty amount into it in order to level up stuff.
So that makes sense why you'd be getting so much money, is because it's like base, new weapons, and then weapon skill trees. That is a lot to spend money on.
Yeah. And you have to spend your space bucks wisely. You can't just spend them all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
That's my perspective. I don't know about you guys.
No, I agree. You gotta spend wisely. If you're you gotta put skill points strategically, or else what are we even doing?
I don't know.
What are we even doing? Man,
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Dang gun kids and the dang gun spaceships. The game does. I like this one. I think that this is pretty fun. I definitely wishlisted this one. Especially like the roguelike, is it a roguelike or is it not?
I would not use that to describe this game.
No?
Yeah, because it didn't seem run-based.
It did seem like though you're proceeding down levels, like very linear level path.
I mean, you do that playing Super Mario Brothers too, but...
No, that's what I'm saying is that I'm saying why it's not a roguelike. Oh, well, are you saying Mario Brothers is a roguelike?
Well, I mean, Mario Brothers, I think, could be argued
kind of,
as a
right?
roguelike.
But it had saves.
Not the original?
But you could get more lives. Once
You
you died, it wasn't
could.
game over.
But if you died and lost all of your lives, then you would have to start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Roguelike confirmed.
How about we just say
reductionist
light?
description of a roguelike.
And Alec is so mad right now.
The original Rogue game. All right. Well, I just have one last thing to say as we transition into the break. And it's these extraterrestrial aliens are trying to take our space. Alex, blast them.
This seems like we're really pigeonholing ourselves as the bad guy here.
They blew up our planet.
Alec, get us out of here.
This is the news with Super GG Radio. Now with about the same amount of catfishing. Yep. We're all just regular guys that hang out here, and we're not robots or lizard people at all. Yep. Yeah, nothing weird about us.
Isn't catfishing when you pretend to be a sexy woman and lure men?
It's not gender specific.
Yeah,
Oh.
you pretend to be somebody that you aren't. Like us. Like all of us.
I pretend to be well adjusted.
You got it. Right there. That's the winner. All right. We got way too much news this week. How much of it were we going to talk about? I don't know. We'll figure it out. First piece of news. Shroom and Gloom. Shrooms and Gloom? How many shrooms were there?
I think it's plural.
Okay. Shrooms and Gloom has found a publisher and funding. So that is a demo that we played last year?
Yeah.
I'm going to say last year. When? I don't know. At some point.
It was a good one. That's all I got.
He said authoritatively.
I'm happy for him. I mean, is there any details about who's backing them?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe it's a secret. Either way, it's always good to see one of the demos that we've been able to experience really get to build and to create the game that they want to put out. We are now going to jump into the biggest piece of news that we have for the week, and that is the Sony State of Play, which happened just a couple days ago. A lot of stuff was announced, and we're not going to talk about everything. I don't want to talk about everything. But Alex has highlighted about... I think we could probably just pretend he got up and he walked away. We could probably just pretend like we're going to talk about all these, and then when he gets back, we'll just say, "Well, that was a good." Oh no, he's coming back.
Yeah,
all right,
too soon.
So, Alex, tell us about Monster Hunter Wilds.
I'm very excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. It looks so good. They released the what is it called? The stress test to test if your PC can handle it and how it would run under certain settings. Downloaded that bad boy. Ready to go. Let's do this.
Is he ready to go?
Yeah, it looks good. They just kind of showed off a little bit more of the gameplay. There's been a beta ongoing. I haven't touched it because I'm just kind of already ready. So,
I mean, the main purpose behind the beta is to create your character so it's already made when it releases, and you can just go.
We watched you play the beta for like half an hour during Extra Life, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the creating the character is not like, I want to skip the create a character. No, I want to create my character. I want to enjoy myself. I want to take my time.
You do it during the demo.
I also heard that the
Heard from who?
The
Reliable sources only.
Yes, I watched it being played live from friends of mine. The multiplayer is still kind of a mess, but
Nice.
Impossible.
the way so you have to like create a server of like however many of your friends, and then when you go out to hunt monsters live, it's kind of a whole like, oh, okay, we're 3 of us are gonna go, so we have to create a smaller party within a server I'm hosting, and then we'll go out. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a group inside of a group. Mm-hmm. So it does get even like a little bit more complicated. That like, which group are we in? Are we in the party and it's like titled 2 separate things. So you got to kind of know the difference between them. I'm still very excited, and it looks great. So it looks like they're working on still fixing everything that how bad it was handling back then during their first initial preview.
And the graphics are much better when it comes to the character's complexion.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they're ironing out all of the bugs that we've seen so far. Again, from that initial demo, it ran like trash. So now I think, so now it's starting to look a lot better. It's starting to come together. Everybody kind of knew that it was, well, I guess everybody was hoping that it would all come together in the end. And it's looking like it is, so.
We love hot garbage here. Okay. I don't know what Joel is highlighting. He's just running around highlighting a bunch of stuff. I take it there was a Shinobi game that got announced.
Yeah.
Y'all like Shinobi?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked slick. The question I always wonder with these kind of revivals is whether or not they are going to get the feel of it right, because Shinobi, from what I recall, it's a little more weighted down. You're not floating and jumping, zooming screen to screen like a lot of modern Metroidvanias kind of do. So I'll be really curious to see how it actually plays out when you get your hands on it.
I'm trying to recall. I for sure played the original one, and then there was a revival or a remake at some point. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was a continuation of the story, but in that remake, and I'd have to check exactly what year. I feel like it was a PlayStation 2 game. You're pretty quick. You're a ninja in it, so I don't know.
Right. I guess
feel like
my perception stuck in like the Sega Genesis era of the first 3 Shinobi games and the arcade stuff, and that was a lot more plotting and slow, I guess.
It was slower, but I always wondered why you were so slow. You were a ninja. If you know what I mean. So on the opposite side of the coin, I guess there were 2 trailers for Onimusha. One of them is a remaster of the second game, and the other one is a new game. So again, there's that argument between like ninja, fast, samurai, not as fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that, I don't know, will I play a Shinobi game? Maybe. We'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually. It's not coming out anytime soon, right? Like 4 years from now?
August 28th.
All right, perfect. So I still got 6 months to figure out my life.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Who's excited for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds?
No one.
All right, next one. I don't know what Lost Soul Aside is, and I didn't have a chance to look at really any of these games. We'll come back to that because I feel like Alex might know something, but he's predisposed. Borderlands 4 gameplay. Hey guys, I watched like 5 seconds of this, and it looks like Borderlands. It just looks like Borderlands. I don't have anything else to say about
That's kind
that.
of all it needs to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's all it ever needs to be is just Borderlands. You could figure out the story later, and then what the guns do, because the guns always have to do something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the characters and their abilities, those are important sometimes. But I mean, this is going to be the 4th iteration. Usually you get a siren, you got a soldier, something that's tanky, and like the bonus class, which is sniper sometimes. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think that, again, with the comedy writing, the people who've said that they've been doing like the writing for it, the names that we've seen, they are good names. I think that we've had to... I like the Birches, Anthony Birch, and his sister. I can't remember her name. Ashley. Birch. But at this point, I do feel like we need a little bit of new blood. I think we need a little bit of this like updated humor, something a little bit less of the like meme hit you in the face comedy, and just like a little bit of something maybe a little more cerebral. So I think that you could do that, because I think Borderlands the best part is the gameplay. Worst part is is mostly humor. So I think that we can use an update there.
We'll see where it goes. But yeah, it just looks like Borderlands. Game that I'm definitely going to go pre-order, Directive 8020, which is a dark picture game. Y'all watch that trailer? Describe it with your emotions.
I guess you can have my money. I mean, I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt for the last one. The last one did not
do it for you.
For us. They changed from what Dark Pictures and The Quarry were to almost just like a knockoff third-person Resident Evil-ish kind of game that sort of missed the point of what you look for in those games. So, I'll give them another go. I'll give them a chance here to show that it was just because all their time was being put on The Quarry instead of that.
And they were also remaking or remastering
Remaster
Until Dawn. And they were probably too busy writing the script for the movie for Until Dawn. They were like, we'll put the good writers on that, and everybody else can work on what was it?
I hope that's not the case.
Devil in Me?
Yeah.
Alex, did you just come into this conversation late?
No, I just meant like that. That sounds like an awful premise.
For Devil in Me?
No, that like have all the writers be on the movie or something. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, but that's why that other Dark Pictures was like, it's okay.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not the same thing. Alex, what is Lost Soul Aside?
Lost Soul Aside is a 3D action adventure, like an action RPG, but it looks really close to like the Final Fantasy 15 combat, where it's like kind of a dude in a suit, and he pulls a sword out of thin air and then swipes around, makes the sword disappear, pulls out a different sword and starts attacking people, has the sword disappear. It just, all of it was flashy and reminded me of Final Fantasy 15, and I was excited because that was such a cool, stylistic way to make a game.
Some would say the best Final Fantasy.
Nobody would say that.
Worth a shot. All right, what else we got here? Midnight Walk will be released May 8th, and it is a creepy claymation game. Need I say more?
This one was really visually striking and creeped me the hell out, and I think that it's awesome.
Do you like scary games here?
No.
Man, that's like half the games we play on here. Because that's what people making. Scary games. Darwin's Paradox. It's by Konami? What? No, we don't know anything about that one. That's fine. Warriors, which is a Warriors Abyss, a roguelite Dynasty Warriors type game. I feel like we had something like that come out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't we play a demo? No, I'm thinking of Was it Wolong? No, that's that other Souls game that came out, right?
That was Wulong. That was Wulong? Wulong.
Is that what it was called?
I think so.
No.
It was Team Ninja.
For BMW? Or are you talking about that other game that came out? Okay, yeah, I don't remember what it's called right off the top of my head. I tried typing that into the Steam engine, and the only thing that came up was BMW, so... Well, I'll figure it out later. We already talked about Onimusha. Lies of P. Overture. It's getting to some DLC action here. Everybody on this podcast definitely played Lies of P. Excellent demo that they played. I would highly recommend the game itself. Souls-like.
I believe
plays
it's on
Pinocchio.
Game Pass.
Is it?
I believe so.
You could be playing it right now. Why aren't you playing it?
Sekiro.
Okay.
Sekiro.
I believe that the beat list has a extra little thing that I added to it this year. Hold on. Let me just read off the rules that I added.
This is not something that we discussed.
It is. We've discussed
yes.
it.
You
You were
sure?
there. Yes.
Play like a champ, not a chump. There we go.
Yep. He put rules.
Wait, where's that at?
Oh,
okay.
Next one.
I had to scroll to the right. Excuse me. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. We got some Stellar Blade DLC. We've got Blue Prince Puzzle Escape ROM game.
Escape room game.
ROM.
You were Ron Burgundy it. At the same time, that is also has a demo that we will be playing next week.
Oh, we will?
Yes.
Who's we?
The Royal We.
If I get arrested this week, I ain't gonna play anything next week.
Oh, I'll get you arrested. I'm seeing you.
See,
I'm gonna get you arrested.
he wonders why I don't want to hang out.
Use those conjugal visits to don't come play a video game.
Yes.
We're gonna get real romantic.
Hey, man, I brought the new GTA. Tides of Annihilation, a new 3D action RPG. Looks cool. I still
it looks.
didn't look
It's
at
got
this.
real near Automata vibes.
But I already played Stellar Blade.
Yeah, no, but do you want more Stellar Blade? Tides of Annihilation.
Stellar Blade DLC.
Or the DLC is a crossover with a mobile game.
Okay. I don't know what mobile game.
Tides of Annihilation.
Tides of... Okie dokie 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 dokie. Last one. Saros. Looks like Returnal. Same dev team. 2026. If you need any more information on it, you're not getting it from us.
I gave you everything. It looks good. It looks like Returnal, plays like Returnal, from the devs who made Returnal, who wanted to make more Returnal.
Yeah. All right. That's legit.
Yep.
Let's do some freebies then.
Freebies.
Freebies! Oh man, I got some wild ones for you.
All right, are you ready to run on these freebies?
Yep.
First crazy one that we got is F1 Manager 2024 on the Epic Game Store.
Y'all ever want to manage an F1 team? Well, I call it F1. If you ever want to manage a F1 team, you don't even have to race. You just say, hey, you drive fast. And they go, sure will, sir. And then they drive fast. And then you say, hey, change his tires. Hey, give him a better sponsorship deal. Let's cut his pay. He said something offensive. He's canceled. Off the team. Get a new person in here. You drive fast. Boom. F1 Manager.
I don't like any of that.
I don't know, man.
I think I sold it pretty well. I thought I made it sound super fun.
Yeah, you lost me at one.
All right. Well, I'm leaving. Bye.
Again, I got some fun ones this week.
All right. Next fun one, Cannonball Crew on Steam.
It's a bunch of pirates. It's a pirate like kind of shooting. Like we're gonna play King of the Hill. We're gonna play like Battle Royale, whatever. But it's real sloppy, silly. Like sometimes you just hold a giant, like the cannons that are attached to the side of a pirate ship. You're just holding that, firing at each other. You ragdoll, just different silly games. Cannonball Crew.
Next one.
Currently got a playtest.
Aria Skies over on Steam.
You guys remember those really bad 2D Dragon Ball fighting games back in like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo days? Where you'd like fight, but then if you like hit up and like triangle, they would fly, but then they would fight like in the air, but they're standing flat still in air.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Aria of Skies.
Great.
It looks kind of cool.
You know, I'm gonna look that one up.
Yeah. Aria of Skies. Looks pretty fun. Throwback. 2.5 indie fighting game.
All right. Stop and Breathe.
Yeah.
Steam.
Okay. 3D puzzle platformer that teaches you breathing techniques to help with your anxiety. Calm your mind by performing the breathing technique, belly breathing. Traverse a school environment, solve puzzles, and move platforms, all while being accompanied by your companion, Zen.
All right. Asset Flip Attorney on Steam.
Yeah. Want Ace Attorney, but stolen assets from everything, and this doesn't make sense how this should be legally actionable? It's music. You'll sometimes have a full, actual, real-life cat on the stand, or sometimes it's Super Meat Boy. I don't know how this works. It's wild. Asset Flip Attorney. If I'm watching just the trailer, and half of the stuff is stolen from other games, and that's there's that meme guy that was the MySpace guy. It looks like the MySpace guy, but not. Oh, then he's got a gun. There's Meat Boy for sure. This is all confusing and very uncomfortable. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip, which we're going to talk about in the backlog, also is in here. For some reason, this is a good game.
I don't
Objection.
know if that's good.
Objection.
All right. Well, if we're just stealing assets from other games.
Yep. Let's talk about
Pexit 8 on Steam.
Exit 8, the game that I talked about on this show, where you're going through a hallway and you're looking for changes, the things that are wrong, and if it's wrong, you go backwards. If everything looks normal, you go forward, and you have to get it all correct by going through these loops. This one is a crossover with penguins.
Okay.
Penguins are all over the stages, and you gotta see if there's something wrong with them. Pexit 8. Pexit 8?
It says Pexit.
Yep. And also, speaking of asset flips,
Strange Pong on Steam.
Pong, but also a bunch of stolen assets thrown into Pong. So sometimes you're fighting space aliens with Galaga. Sometimes you're fighting the ghost from what's Pac-Man. I don't know. It's a weird, strange Pong on Steam.
And it's somehow there for you to own.
It's a good week of freebies.
Check out those freebies.
Also, if you're not sure about Strange Pond, there's also a Strange Pond demo. So don't be afraid to try that.
Even though it's free.
Yep.
Especially because it's free.
Everything hurts. Everything hurts. All right. Well, we're going to go legally distance ourselves from all of those last games and take a break.
Yeah.
But are we back with the Backlog Blog, where we play games with a kick? No. I guess it's just me. Alex, unless you want to jump in with anything, I'm going to kick it quick.
Go for it.
All right. Hey, guys. I finally got around to playing Angerfoot because we had that review code. Y'all remember Angerfoot?
We do.
You do? All right. So for those
I was
of you
jealous
that...
I
got a
knew
chance to play this.
Angerfoot before it was cool.
Yeah, we all did.
we were all there on the ground floor when we found this darling indie called Angerfoot, and then Devolver was like, hey, this game's pretty neat. Let's give these people money to make it. It's still great. So Angerfoot is a first-person shooter, but it is a rogue game in the way that if you die during the stage, then you have to start it over from the beginning. And on top of that, you kick stuff. So it's got a different premise from your normal shooter, because you could just like run around and boot the heck out of just about anything. You can kick a door, you can kick multiple doors, and you can kick people. Yeah, so at the bare bones, it's just violent. It's such a violent game, but it's also...
Except for you and your girlfriend who hold feet together.
There is that thing, but that doesn't happen until like the end of the game. All right.
That's such a weird thing. That's what I thought was weird about this game, is that everything is just foot. Like, feet don't really exist as much. He's driving his car with his feet.
Well, no. Okay, so your character is Angerfoot, and like everything that he does revolves around his feet. Like, you are encountering regular people, and they're doing stuff with their hands. Again, regularly, and you can get guns and you can fire guns, but there's still a lot of focus on like kicking. And
it's that guy's feet, man. Like, didn't he his collection of kicks gets stolen?
That's how the game is. It's like, it starts out, hey man, check out this new drop of shoes that came out. You gotta go pick them up. So you pick up your sneakers, and then you're heading home. You put them into like this cool case, and you put it on the wall, and you got all your sneakers lined up, and then just like the whole wall gets ripped out, and all of the crime families have stolen your sneakers. So you got to battle your way through all of these different areas of the map, which are ruled by a different crime syndicate, in order to get your shoes back. And I can't say the name of the city on the podcast because we have a strict no swearing rule that we've been trying to follow. So even though in the game it's swearing, I can't swear. It's just how it is. So we're gonna call it Turd City. Your character lives in Turd City, and it's completely run by gangs.
I remember that from the demo.
And it's like there are challenges that you can complete in each of the stages, and if you do enough of them, you unlock shoes, and the shoes will give you buffs. So my go-to was the Jesus sandals, and you get an extra life in each of the stages. You could get one that would make doors explode when you kick them, which is real funny and real terrifying because you still get damaged by it. So you like go up,
blow yourself up,
kick a door, and it flies into somebody and it blows up. You could get like floaty shoes for some of the waters with some of the stages with water. Just a lot of crazy things. And then you can still get guns. You can get handguns, machine guns, shotguns as the game progresses. At one point, you could even get like a plunger, and you shoot it at people, and it draws them towards you. And of course, in those stages, it's like, hey, drop 5 people into the water.
Or like, how many get a combo, right? A combo kill streak. There's a lot of different I saw a lot of
kill streaks.
Oh, really? I thought it was like finish the level by killing every single person without getting hit or something like that. Where it's like,
that is possible, yes, something like that. But nothing like kill 5. I really didn't see any that were like kill 5 people in a row. But my favorite ones were always Purist, which was finish the stage only kicking. And here I am trying to run through a stage only kicking. That's not a lot of fun. There's some stages where you just
can
like
kick items, right? Kicking items. Like you can kick you can kick, because I remember that was part of the demo, was like kick something into other people. Like you can kick a door,
doors,
or knock somebody.
Yeah.
But I thought there was other things like garbage cans or something. No.
Not really. There's some enemies whose heads are like bombs, and if you shoot it, it'll explode. Or if you kick it after it falls off of his torso, then it will explode into things. Yeah. No, this game is fun. One of the goofier parts is that every time that you're moving into one of these areas with the bad guys, techno music will start, and it's just like, and then you just like book it through the stage, trying to kill as many things as possible. I don't know if we got to experience it during the demo, but one of the really funny things is that there's breaks between some of the levels or stages. As you're going through, you'll just talk to people, and it's just people having random interactions, and some of them are terrifying. And most of the time it's just like, hey man, I'm really sick and tired of having to rob people, or hey, welcome to my store, I stole all this stuff. Because
That's
everybody's affiliated with one of the criminal organizations in Angerfoot.
Yeah.
But boss fights are ridiculous. My favorite is a 3-phase fight that made no sense at all. I'll share this one, and then I'm pretty much done. You guys can ask me anything you want about the game. But it is a pig, like a big pig man, and he's got a pizza cutter because he's the criminal. He was the criminal boss for the group that creates pizzas. So a whole pizza scheme kind of thing. So first phase, he's just swinging around the pizza cutter. After you knock him into the molten cheese enough times, he drinks all of the cheese and he becomes this big, just pustule, and you have to shoot his nipples off. I didn't stutter.
Okay.
You have to shoot his nipples off, and he's got them only in certain parts of the fight. Otherwise, he's just throwing rocks and stuff at you. After that, after you shoot off all of his nipples, he turns into a spider monster in the lake of cheese. Yes.
This is weird. This is a weird game.
It is so weird, and it is violent and disgusting, and I love it. Especially the techno music. Nothing gets me more fired up than walking into an area and it's just bumping.
When I went to Summer Game Fest, they had this game being demoed, and they just had that soundtrack going like 24/7. So like the entire time he's walking to that booth, douche, 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 douche. It was intense. I liked it.
That's the way you got to live, man.
Those people look miserable. The Devolver people look miserable.
Yeah, I bet.
Too bad. What a goofy and fun game. All right. Angerfoot. It's been out for a while. Go play it. Alex, you brought 2 things to us.
No, I did not. One of those is for Joel.
Oh, yeah? Does he know that?
I guess I'm being voluntold to do something here. This is...
Well, it can't just be me and Getty every week doing the backlog. Like you're beating games.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, I've knocked a few out.
Oh man, he's got a lot.
So Bowlout is a first-person shooter where
That sounded like a question.
You are shooting bowling balls at pins.
Cool.
And it's not really bowling per se. It is going level by level through a bowling alley, where hordes of bowling pins come charging at you, and then you either throw a bowling ball at them, or you can actually bowl the ball like you would normal to try and knock them out that way. Some of the pins will also shoot lasers, or there'll be like points where you have to destroy the source of spawn point of more pins and stuff, but it's all contained within that bowling alley environment. There's parts where you're going through a bar section with a pool table and a few arcade machines or something, or getting out to the actual bowling alley part of it. And then the boss culminates in this weird, somehow you're in hell, and it's like you're playing Doom, and it's a big tower monster that has chains in a circle around you. The chains are pinned down by bowling pins, and then you have to go over and knock the chains loose in order to do damage, while more bowling pins are chasing after you and swarming you and attacking you.
Sounds like hell.
This game is an hour long.
Installing it right now.
It's $2.
I bought it already.
And it's worth every bit of it.
Okay.
It's very good. It's very dumb. It's very quick. But it's pretty fun.
Got it.
Well, here I thought Alex was going to work on some of his reviews, but you got so many reviews, dude.
I know. I'm on it. I've already started up one. So
out of
5. I got it.
All right, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but
no, I'm gonna do it this year.
You're gonna do what?
This is year? My year. This is my year.
What is your year for?
Gonna do the damn thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip.
Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip. This is a open world game where you are Tiny Terry, and you go to everything is 3D. Everything is very monosyllabic, which is so it's like oh, you were here for a job, and it goes, yep, here for a job. Will it get me car? The guy goes, yep, and he goes, how much you want get paid? Nothing. I want car. And he goes, great, perfect. Here car, and then you go and you can drive around your car. And then he's like, why you want car? He goes, go to space. And he's like, that seems ambitious, but okay, here car. and you're just driving around this little city, and there are a couple of there's like probably like 10 missions, but for the most part you're just going around and collecting turbo junk that you then take to somebody to upgrade your car. And for some reason, as a metaphor, the mayor thought it'd be a good idea to show people that the sky's the limit by making a ramp that goes that has a road that goes to space.
Right.
And so you when you upgrade your car, you just get more turbo. So you get enough turbo that you keep going up the straight up and down vertical road until eventually you get into orbit. And there are a couple like there is like some couple really good bits in there. You meet a guy, like one of the quests is like go to the beach, and there's a guy there sunbathing and he's bright red, and Terry goes, "You're burning, man," and he's like, "Get out of here, stop joking." And it's like, okay, and then it says, "Come back to see Burning Man later," and you come back and he's like brown, like burnt, and he's like, "Are you sure you don't want to get out of the sun?" He goes, "Yep, leave me be." It's like, okay, and you come back and it's a pile of ash with a pair of sunglasses, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. That's or no, at one point he come back, he's on fire. He's literally on fire, and he goes, "I told you to leave me alone. I'm getting a perfect tan." And Terry's like, "Okay." And then he's ash. So there's some funny bits in there. It's been on PC for a little bit. I was reviewing it for the start menu, and I got a PlayStation 5 code. I will tell you consoles, because I also talked to our friends at Nintendo World Report. The console release of this game is a mess. It is hitchy. It is hitchy. Also, if you're just looking to putz around in an open world for a few hours, it's fantastic. If you're like looking for a little bit more of, I want to do a thing, you're not really going to do a ton of things here. It's just kind of explore the silliness, do a couple missions, and then just kind of put on a podcast. I put on a podcast and then I played this game while just mindlessly collecting turbo junk. And again,
Was it our podcast?
Yes, at one point. It was a funny game. It made me laugh. By the end, there was a very funny like you find out that like his parents just go on vacation without him because he needed to go to summer school, and so he's kind of bummed. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of serious. But then he gets to space and he calls his uncle. Goes, hey, uncle. He's like, I was supposed to watch over you. Where are you? And he goes, space. And he goes, that seems horribly like you did not think this through. And Terry's like, yeah, space sucks. And he's like, yeah, man, space probably sucks. I wouldn't have done that. So it was a very cute thing. Like I was like, oh, cool. It was a very funny bit. And I think that Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip definitely won me over by the end, even though the performance issues sucked. And I think that it could have been better. So, but if you want to play it on PC. It's fun, especially if you're trying to be mindless.
Aren't we all? Okay. That's all the games. We played all the games.
You played all the games.
All of them.
There's no more
That's
games
it.
to
There's
play.
no more games. This is the end of the podcast.
Foreversies?
Foreversies.
Promise.
All right. No. No,
No
I
takesies,
don't.
backsies.
It's too late. It's too late for all of us. Save yourself. All right. It'll take us to our final segment of the night, One Last Thing, and tonight's One Last Thing is brought to you by remembering to celebrate your anniversary. You know what? Scratch that. Podcasts. Because podcasts are forever. And diamonds. So I guess at the end of the day, both podcasts and diamonds will be forever. One of them in digital form, the other one in physical form. If you guys didn't get it, today's my anniversary, so I am going to go bounce in like 45 seconds. So
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary.
It is your anniversary.
I chose to be here with you people. Yes.
I tell you, you make bad choices all the time.
Alex, it's your turn.
Oh, my one last thing. I'm deep into Sekiro. I'm really enjoying it. I have a Sherpa a little bit through our friend Brian Dressel. I'm also watching what Joel is doing and saying, man, I'm glad I don't play like that.
I thought that the idea behind playing this game was to just experience it and that you weren't going to use any of these other outlets.
What do you mean, other outlets?
I don't know. You were like, oh, I watched like a couple of videos, and you're like, I'm not going to really do anything else. But now you're like watching Joel, and you're giving him a hard time. He's just trying to enjoy himself.
I think that I'm not giving him a hard time, per se. And also,
it's like borderline accusatory. You know?
I've helped you. I was helping you in chat.
Oh, I
didn't
think you do it that way. You know, it's. Yeah.
I was having fun. I was having fun with you.
They're trying to teach you to go in the water, not walk through the entrance of the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to be helpful. See,
you don't have to kill everybody. Yeah.
Helpful.
Okay.
Helpful. Best friend help.
All right.
I think this is a fun game, and I'm not competing. I'm definitely not competing. Because I think that
as he gives me updates.
Oh, because I think
I
that's
get
fun.
progress reports of this.
Is
Steve
that not
Update
fun?
said he's getting Sherpa'd. And
Oh,
then,
no, yeah, because I've been asking questions. Because I want to be playing this game correctly, and I will tell you, I was playing it very wrong. And if I continued to play it wrong, I probably would have quit. So I needed to understand what the game wants of me. I'm very happy with this game now. And I will stop giving progress reports if it makes Joel jelly.
You send them. It's like you send me these updates, and I think, oh well, you know where I'm at right now.
I can stream it so you can see where I'm at.
No, I'm dead.
Okay, there we go.
he's good. All right. Joel.
I mentioned my kazoo to someone else, and they told me that I should stream games and where chat can hit a button and a kazoo noise would play.
Yeah.
My first job outside of college was at a call center, and when the phones would start lighting up, like blinking red, after calls would be more than 3 or 4 people in the queue, and you get Pavlov's real quick into panicking anytime that you see a red flashing light. So now think about that, but kazoos.
Oh,
while playing
I
the
know
video
it.
game.
Yeah, for sure.
The sound that
jumpy.
Teams makes when you get a call.
Oh, Teams.
man.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's sign to start drinking.
Yeah. Usually it's
COVID.
at 10 a.m.
It used to be like the desk phone, but then when COVID happened,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Everything went to
I'll
Teams.
never be the same. That sound still triggers me. If somebody doesn't have their headset in the office and I hear it go, I will dive under a desk.
Yep.
Whew. All right, Alec.
Man, I got nothing. Enjoy your anniversary and happy Valentine's Day to anybody who's watching us live. Everybody else, you missed it.
Yep.
Go to hell.
Yep.
Didn't say that because you're our listeners and we need you in order to thrive and survive.
No, I said if
Don't
you
listen
didn't
to-
listen. If you're not listening, then go to hell. Then they'll never know that we said that to them.
What if they find us years later and hear that and went,
This is
Well, now
the
they'll be
first
listen-
episode that they listen to.
But now they are, so now they suddenly don't. We don't tell them to go to hell.
Super
Well,
GG Radio. Our love is conditional.
Yes, it is. And also, it's like Schrodinger's cat. We only tell you to go to hell if you don't hear us.
the cat's
That's how that
dead.
works. There you
All right.
Okay.
That'll be it for this week's episode of Super GG Radio. Before we go, you can find us on Blue Sky at Super GG Radio and twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where Thursdays, much like tonight, we podcastin'. Y'all like podcasts? Come, sit, listen. That's what we're doing here. And then, I guess at random hours and days and times, Joel is streaming. Sometimes
Stretcher doesn't exist anymore, and so yeah, when I'm able to actually get things accomplished and have time, Sekiro, and you can watch me play the game wrong, and then Truck and Logistics Simulator, where I play pretend work. So yeah,
I'm so sorry that you're playing that.
I mean, again, at the same
be.
time, you need some structure.
don't be.
You can talk to me about it if you want.
Like, no, Getty, I need this right now.
No, I mean, because he'll say things that will make sense to me, because they're jargon otherwise.
Yep.
This is true.
He's going to be like, hey, Getty, what do I do with this bill of lading? And I'll be like, is it an inland bill of lading, or is it like a manifest? And he'll be like, nah, man, I also need to get this EIR. And I'll be like, all right, where do you need to get it from? From the depot or from the rail?
You gotta get it from Jill.
So,
No one likes to get
all
it
right.
from Jill.
Yeah, those are the things that we do. Otherwise, if you have a burning question, you can reach us at our email address, which is mail@superggradio.com, and you can please provide us a review on iTunes or the podcast app of your choice. You could come and check out our Patreon, where you could potentially get pictures of our dogs, get your name read off as an executive producer. Heck, we'll even give you free copies of Early Adopters.
Hell
And
yeah.
if you're really willing and you need the friendship, we will play games with you. That's right. We'll even let
if
you
you don't-
pick who you play the game with.
Even if you don't need the friendship.
Nah. Everybody has to pay for friendship. Alright. Thanks for listening, and good game, Alex.
GG, Getty.
Good game, Joel.
Good game.
Good game, Alec.
GG.
All right, time to go make the spaghetti.